How does one get their foot in the industry, especially this gatekeeping industry? And you can give this answer as from like a female's perspective.
But which industry exactly are you talking about? Do you mean like
The film industry?
Oh, film. Okay, so I don't have a film degree, right?
Okay,
So
yeah.
usually like people feel like they need to step in and go straight to varsity in order to tap into that space.
Yeah.
I don't have a degree in film. However, I did do a bit of drama in grade 9.
Yeah.
So I was really passionate about it. And then the most important thing you need to do is find your niche. So find out what works for you. If you feel like you want to be an actress or a presenter, voiceover artist, you want to go into directing, you want to go into script writing, just find whatever you feel you're passionate about,
Yeah.
and then take it from there. So usually as an artist, as the person performing, you'd have either a manager or an agent, right? And then that's the people that are going to be representing you throughout your journey.
Right.
And then if you want to go into script writing, that I think you definitely need to go to school for that.
Okay.
So it's generally just about finding an agent, finding a manager, someone to represent you, someone that has knowledge of the industry so that they can, represent you. And yeah, you just go for castings, they'll send you to auditions, and then you get called back, and then yeah.
What happens for those who go the traditional routes? Do the manager, the agency wait patiently, however the call never comes back? Are there any other routes or like things that you feel would help them be seen or be heard?
Okay, so just like any other space, right? You need to educate yourself about the space.
Right.
If you feel like you're passionate about it, but you haven't necessarily equipped yourself with the necessary skills, then you can definitely educate yourself. So get someone to help you. If you're an actress, for instance, you can go to acting school just to sharpen your skills.
Yeah.
Don't just chill and be like, oh, but I love it, the blessings are going to fall on my lap. Now you need to put in the work.
Yeah.
You understand? It's just like any other skill. You need to sharpen it and constantly be a student.
Yeah.
So get a mentor, ask your co-actors, whoever else, someone that you look up to assist you in, just sharpening your skill. And then, just do what you got to do. Also, when you're at the casting, you can ask them, okay, what do you think I should work on?
Okay.
What do I lack? What do I need to sharpen? They'll give you pointers and then just work on that. And then for the next casting, you should be a step ahead. So don't be afraid to ask for help. Don't be afraid to get help as well. And just do a bit more research, reach out for help, and then you're good.
What route did you use though?
I have a manager.
Okay.
And I have an agent. And I go to acting school, acting classes rather. And then I speak to my co-actors because I'm already an actress. I'm already on TV. So I speak to my co-actors as we're on set. Okay, there needs to be synergy. There needs to be chemistry between you and your co-actors. So it looks believable and is believable, right? So you ask them like, okay, how do you think I should do this? And they also ask me, and it doesn't matter if you've been in that space for like 20 years, you should always be open to learning.
Yeah.
Just find a way that you guys will both gel and make it as believable and authentic as possible.
Was that from like the get-go, or you always knew, me getting into this, I need to use the managerial route or the agency route?
So when I stepped in, I had no idea what to do.
Okay.
Like I was tagging Connie Ferguson on my posts, thinking homegirl's gonna call me like, pull up, we see you. That's not how it works. That was like while I was still doing probably like my 3rd year of varsity.
Okay.
And I'm tagging her and I'm like, girl, like see you, like hit me up. But that's not how it works. Like you need to go certain avenues and like, there's a hierarchy, for lack of a better term. And then, so what I did was hitting her up, hitting different production houses up, but that's not how it works. And then Mposebeng, actually spoke to him about like the entire space, and he just gave me certain pointers, and then from there, like he was just assisting me with like how to navigate the entire industry. And then got into an agency. I already had my manager from way before. He was helping with like brand work, like influencer work and stuff. So and then as I was already acting on TV, I was like, I want to do better. I want to see what I can still work on, because you should never get comfortable thinking, oh, I'm good, I'm already on TV. There's always more to learn. You understand? So then I got an acting coach, and then now I also just like, if I'm playing a character that is like from the hood, I'll go to the hood and just chill for a day. Just chill, observe, so always just put yourself in the environment of the character, because you're not playing yourself, you're playing a character.
Yeah.
So step into that environment and just see what's up.
Right. I was going to touch on this, but then I'll come back to that one. However, what role would you desperately like want to come on your desk? Like a role like this role, I really want to do it. And also, what role would you not want to do, no matter the amount?
What role would I want to do? I want to do something emotional.
Emotion is like romantic, or emotion is like
things are falling apart.
Okay.
Like you see a criminy,
yeah,
the lead actress in a criminy,
Yeah.
that vibe. Like I want things to be falling apart. I want to showcase emotion and just anger, sadness, happiness, just like emotion packed. That's what I want. I want to roll. If Tyler Perry can just hire me, because I know he makes women suffer in his shows. But like that's the type of character I'd like to portray. And then the type of character I wouldn't want to, I don't think there isn't, because as an actress you should be versatile. You should be willing to step into any character, because it's not you. At the end of the day, you're portraying a character. Everyone knows you're at work. It's not like they're going to be like, oh, wait, last week you stole this one's man. That's
like
not
in terms of like limitations.
I don't
like that's a boundary.
Okay,
I
I am not doing 50 Shades of Grey vibes.
Exactly. So that was like what I was trying
not
to touch
doing
on.
that. I'm not doing that. I'm sorry. I'm not about to be naked on TV. Like,
right.
No. Like maybe eventually, like when I reach a certain, level of comfortability. But right now, and just like morally and like religiously, for me, no. And you're allowed to voice out what your boundaries are. They respect that.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay. What was it about acting though that you felt, okay, I'm going to put a pinpoint onto this, because there's a whole list of things that you've done up to now, but like acting seems like it's the one you're actively invested in. What is it about acting?
Man, I just love acting. I just love storytelling. I love stepping out of myself and putting my shoes into stepping into someone else's shoes and just portraying that and just telling stories. I love that. And I think it also goes hand in hand with my influencer works. There's like documenting events and like certain things, and now like being in front of the camera and like actually telling those stories. I've always enjoyed that from a very young age.
Okay, I was going to ask you if you ever had a plan B, but I saw you posted something. What plan A? What is it again? I can't.
Plan A all the way.
Plan A all the way.
Plan A all the way. But obviously, like plan A is all of my passions.
Right.
And it's like these have to work out.
In terms of like prioritizing it, or like you prioritize every single thing.
Yeah, I do. So you just ensure that you are feeding every single aspect. So you try and balance the scales out. Okay. And people usually say like, no, just focus on one, or like, jack of all trades is a master of none and whatever. But I don't believe in that. I don't believe in that. I feel like I've been an all-rounder from a very young age.
Okay.
I played most of the sports in school and I was doing very well academically. I was in leadership positions. So it's like, I like to stay busy.
Okay.
It also depends on the type of person that you are, your attention span, and if you're like willing to put in the work.
Okay.
So for me, it's like I have all of these things going on and I just make sure that I have a schedule. Today I'm focusing on this and I'm giving it 100%.
Yeah.
Tomorrow I'm focusing on this, and then the next day I'm focusing on whatever. And these are the tasks I need to do to achieve this big goal. So yeah.
If you don't mind me countering that, I really hear and understand what you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
However, so I'm not saying but. However, there is almost like a level that you're unable to surpass because you want to accommodate all these other occupations. Do you feel like you can exceed all levels?
I feel like
accommodating each and every department.
Okay, I hear you. I feel like obviously you're not gonna be a doctor and a lawyer and an actress at the same time.
Yeah.
Like you're leveling everything out accordingly. So in this season of your life, you're solely focused on my business. And then once I feel like I'm able to upscale it and I have people employed, then I can focus on something else.
Yeah.
So even though, like, okay, let's say you own a car wash, for instance,
Yeah.
and like for the first 5 months you're washing the cars yourself, but you're not going to wash the cars 24/7 of the day.
Yeah.
You understand? So let's just say for the first 6 hours of the day you're washing cars, and you maybe have like one person helping you, so you guys are just hands on together. And then in the evening you have night school, so that's
Yeah.
where you do your law stuff, and your degree is flexible, so you're able to write assessments at your own time. Let's say you like go to like a corresponding university like UNISA, for instance.
Yeah.
So you're able to do your assessments on certain deadlines and so forth. And then you also enjoy content creation. So let's say on a Sunday you don't open the car wash, and Sunday's your chilling day. Sunday you can create your content and work with brands. So you just level everything out, and then by the time your car wash is like getting physically impossible for you to work as an individual and your co-worker, then you're like, okay, time to hire a manager, time to get employees. And now it gives me more time to focus 100% on the content. And I know at night I just have school. So you don't just wait for later. You plant seeds,
Yeah.
and you determine how much effort you're going to put into each one until you're ready to upscale and have other people take over, and you just oversee.
Yeah.
So you don't want to just wait and be like, I'll see it in 5 years. Like, what if by the time you get there, you have more responsibilities? Unlike now, if you just plant seeds, then you're good.
You know, it's crazy. I'm actually taking in this advice because I'm at the same position as well.
Mm.
It's like, I'm really hearing you. I didn't expect you to take that like avenue, but thank you for that. So I'm going to come back to that. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome and welcome back to the 21st Century Podcast. As you can see, we are joined by the lovely Big O, Ole, Oceansgrey. I really want to touch on the list of things you've achieved and who you are, because that is a phenomenal list. I'm going to go through it very, very slowly so people can understand who we are dealing with. In terms of schooling, you attended Meadale Primary School in Johannesburg South, Macaulay House for high school in Parktown, University of Free State where you studied law, and your achievements. It's a whole long list, but I'm going to go through it one by one. You featured on The River Played, on One Magic, SABC One, The Source interview, MTV-based interview, partnered up with 40 different brands, including KFC, Jägermeister, I don't know what that one is, we're going to skip it, companies, restaurants. You are a successful host event. You were a successful host event in Bloemfontein, independently, including Halloween events, top 5 finalist for the Shameless, that's right, Shameless Miss University Cup in 2019, radio interviews, YFM, UJFM, UCTFM, COPC, is that correct? COPC FM, CUTFM, former athlete with provincial colors rather, for cross country and athletics, leadership in sports, RSA media and marketing for Velvicha residents in 2019 and 2021, social media ambassador for the University of Free State in 2019 to 2020, several newspapers and online articles written about you, including Daily Sun and Bloom Current.
You forgot one more. The show that I'm currently on, My Brother's Keeper on Mzansi Magic.
As you can see, guys, it's a whole long list of things. And as well, you're running your own business now. And now I can actually testify that you're a true businesswoman because of the advice you just gave. Dude, there's a whole long list of things you're doing. You're not just talking, but you're walking that walk as well. Congratulations on all that.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for blessing us with your presence.
For sure.
Thank you
Honored
for
to
blessing
be
us
here.
with your presence. Now we're going to get into the juicy stuff.
Let's go. I don't know if I'm ready, but
Now we're going to get into the juicy stuff.
I'm scared.
What is something in the film industry that... What is something in the film industry that someone says to you that seems like a compliment, but it's actually an insult?
Does it have to be the film?
Okay, in anything. It could be in social media, like your ambassadorship.
Yeah, so just anything work related that people So the current character that I'm playing on TV, Didi Moloi, is Tswana, right?
Right.
And like I said, I'm from the south of Joburg. I spent most of my life in the south. And I would visit my family. You know, I have family my mom's family is Tswana.
Right.
My dad is Zulu. So I'd visit my mom's family. I have family in Botswana. I have family in Northwest. I have family in the east of Johannesburg, west of Joburg, south of Joburg.
Okay.
So because I spent most of my life in Johannesburg, my Tswana isn't, hey, that one.
Yeah,
It's a
that
king.
one. Yeah.
So, but my Tswana is very different from the one this side because obviously it's a bit deeper, but it's not the one from Botswana.
Yeah.
So I had this one girl say to me, well, Tswana utwenga. Like, why do you speak Tswana with an accent? And I'm like, girl, don't forget, like, we're not from, you know, the same parts. You're probably from Botswana and I'm from South Africa. So we're going to speak different dialects of the language.
Definitely.
So for me, that was like, And then she proceeded to say, oh, but you're doing so well. Your character's so funny. And I'm like, girl, that was not a compliment.
That was not
like, like, educate me. Be like, oh, maybe you should take lessons. Or like, you know, just be constructive. Don't just come and be like,
yeah, what's weighing?
Like, girl, like, what's up? Like, what do you mean? So, yeah.
Okay. Because I thought you were going to give me something like, something that's very common is, what is this? People would be like, oh, here's the common one. You share your good news with people and they give you one of those, oh, good for you.
Oh, no, congrats.
Yeah.
No.
Like that one, I don't know. It never really works out because like you're saying, I wouldn't be happy with that, but I guess it works for you.
Yeah, like, I guess. Oh, I wouldn't say in the industry though, sorry. When I told a friend that, I'm planning on buying a car.
Yeah.
And then she was like, yo, good luck with Joburg traffic.
And okay, now like, no, that's
girl, I'm from here. Like, I spent my whole life here. I've been stuck in traffic. I would be in traffic for like an hour, 2 hours, and I'm fine with that. Like,
nah, that one is not a good one. No way.
Like, what do you mean?
Yeah. Okay, so what is the best decision you ever made for yourself?
The best decision I've ever made would probably be lowering my expectations when it comes to certain people and just ranking people, you know, accordingly.
Yeah.
I have a couple, you know, and another decision would definitely, I'll go into more detail, right?
Okay.
Let me go detail about that. So I feel like, you know, just ranking people accordingly, it helps you. Like, you just avoid so much disappointment. Yeah. And like, for instance, if you know that these friends are reliable or these family members are reliable and these are my go-tos, like I can call them if I have an issue with absolutely anything. And then certain people like are just not reliable, but you know, you don't want to be a terrible person and like cut them out of your life. Yes. You're going to have them, but rank them accordingly. So you have these friends that are here for absolutely everything. Then these ones, you guys are just cool. You guys are cordial. You guys are probably just acquainted with each other and that's fine. Yeah. So yeah. And then another decision I'd say was like the best thing ever was religious based, right? It's religion based and just letting go of what I want for myself and just trusting God's plan. Leaning more towards him and just allowing him to direct my steps holistically. So that's like definitely one of the biggest things, you know, that have helped me navigate life. And I just avoid so much drama and like hardship. And obviously like things aren't going to be easy, but he's always there and he helps me through absolutely anything. Thanks. So yeah. Thanks.
You post quite a lot about that too.
I do.
Yeah. I wanted you to touch a little on the lowering your standards. Like, what did you mean by that?
Expectations, not standards.
Sorry.
Standards are.
Sorry.
They're in heaven. Expectations are.
Yeah.
It just means like, if you've let me down before, and you say to me, "Oh no, girl, don't worry, I got you. I'm gonna show up for you." I will take that as a pinch of salt. I'm not gonna be like, okay, yeah, I'm good. I'm always going to have a plan B when it comes to you. Yeah. You know, like I'll always leave that room for disappointment when it comes to you because I'm just avoiding disappointment. Or I'll even say to you, don't worry, I got it. You know, like you don't need to sweat it because you've let me down several times. And obviously I'm not perfect. I'm not going to like come at you because you did me wrong once or whatever.
Yeah.
But I'll always keep room for disappointment when it comes to you, unfortunately, you know, to avoid getting hurt again or getting disappointed again. So
where does this stem from, though? Like, you've been...
It's not trauma.
No.
Okay.
No, I'm not into that. I was going to ask if that stems from, like, you being disappointed, like, regularly, or...
Yeah.
Okay.
I would say, like, I judge or, you know, base my decision according to that situation. So I'll never like project because of a past experience
or like generalize.
No.
Yeah.
It's based on what you've done, what you've shown me. So depending on whatever experiences and encounters we've had, and you've let me down, then based on that, I'm going to act according to what you show me.
Yeah.
And yeah, it just literally helps you so much. Like, you'll be at perfect peace. Because
What would you say are the pros and cons of making that decision?
Pros, you're at peace. You know exactly where each person stands in your life. And cons, I don't think there are cons.
There's cons and everything.
I don't think there's a con to that. Like, you just at peace. Like, maybe a con is that, because also, like I said, I'm not going to like now be like, I'm going to cut you off, or I don't trust you anymore, or you can never ever like come back up, or, you know, like that's where you remain in my life.
Yeah.
But it's like, I just know that even if you don't come through for me, I got me.
Right.
And I have my people. So the con would probably be that, like, I just won't view you like I did from day one.
Yeah.
But there's always coming back up. But it's also just like, I'll always just have that room for disappointment when it comes to you, unfortunately. Because when you meet me, you have my trust 100%.
Definitely.
And then you lose it as things happen. You know, but it doesn't mean I hate you or whatever, but it just means that, like, ayo, just protecting myself. So yeah.
How would you give me pros and cons pertaining knowing your worth? Because I feel like that's something.
Okay, pros of knowing my worth.
No, not just you. I'm speaking about like.
Oh, in general, like
yeah.
people.
Yes.
The pros of knowing your worth include, you know, you just avoid low vibrational experiences.
Right.
You know, like someone could hit you up, and obviously, like, as people, we evolve every single day, right? You're not going to be the same person that you were a year ago, or even last week. So people coming back into your life and texting you or trying to hit you up about things that, you know, took place in the past. Right now you've evolved. So knowing your worth and just like growing as a person helps you so much, because you'll avoid certain experiences. You know, you won't go through certain hardships.
Yeah.
You'll avoid any low vibrational energy. And you just have a standard for yourself. You know, it's like it governs your life.
Yeah.
You know, like, you know exactly what you want and what you're willing to deal with and what you absolutely cannot deal with. And yeah, man, like, people might think that you're cocky or whatever, but you just have a certain stature to you, and people also respect you.
Yeah.
They understand that, okay, I can't approach this person in this manner. I need to come correct. You know, so it creates a standard, not just for yourself, but other people view you differently. Like, you become perceived in a different way as well.
You know, I feel like integrity plays like a really big role in like knowing your standards. Reason being, sometimes there are people who like really hold up to that standard until they find someone that they want to like compromise the standards for. And I feel like that's not having integrity, because they feel like if I stick to the standard, I might lose this person. What's your take on that?
I feel like we need to give people grace, hey? Like, you can't be too hard on people, and you can't be too hard on yourself either. You're human, you're going to slip up. You know, like, also when you're used to doing certain things a certain way for so long, and like now you want better for yourself and you're trying to evolve, it's important to speak positively to yourself and to speak life into yourself, and just remind yourself of why you decided to change, you know. And people coming back into your life might serve as a trigger, you know, wanting you to, let's just say you used to drink alcohol a lot or whatever. You were an alcoholic or you smoked and whatever, and people come back and try and offer you the things that you tried to get away from, you know. That might serve as a trigger, but you need to just tap back into your why. Remind yourself why you decided to walk this new journey and why you decided to stop. I don't think it has anything to do with integrity, but just with being human.
Okay.
You know, so we need to give people grace and allow them to make mistakes, learn, as long as they have the willingness to be accountable and to change.
Yeah.
And that's all that matters. We can't be too hard on them. Yeah, I think also like some things are just morally wrong, you know. It's like, dude, like you can't murder, like that's insane, you understand?
Sure.
And then and I'm not talking religiously, I'm talking morally.
Morally, yeah.
So because we know all sin is equal, but now morally it's like if I steal a coin from this table and I don't know who it belongs to, that's still theft.
Yeah.
But we can't rank it the same as someone who murders morally. So yeah, I think just remind yourself why you decided to change your ways and just try to uphold your integrity like you said.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Before I ask this question, I want to ask, would you confidently say there are some things that you have to let go before letting God? You know, like how we like, I let go and let God. Would you confidently say there are some things I genuinely had to let go?
I wouldn't even say some things. I had to let go completely
Okay.
of what I wanted. I had to let go completely of control because we often find ourselves in situations where things aren't working out and we ask ourselves why. But that's because you're holding on so much to control. And I wish I could illustrate it physically, but it's like holding onto a rope.
Yeah.
Right? You see those tug of war ropes that we used to use when we were kids?
Yes.
I'm pulling this rope, but the more you're pulling, it's damaging your hand.
Yeah.
You're bruising your hand and you're just like swelling up. But if you just let go, that's where like everything just starts to work out perfectly. And you never know when you let go of it, the people on the other side now fall and you win.
Yes.
So that's how I can perfectly illustrate it. And I think just letting go of what I wanted, because what I wanted for myself, I thought was great. But when I let go of that and surrendered to what God wants for me, everything just started falling into place.
Yeah.
So yeah.
You think like, well, not do you think, are there any maybe habits or things you would say or how you would act that you felt you had to cut down in order for this journey to be more smoothly?
I had to stop drinking.
Okay.
So
Is that still active?
No, I don't drink
Okay.
at all. Like I quit. And it was mainly like, let's say I'm working with an alcohol brand and they'll say, okay, you know, we need to take shots, or like, you know, like for instance, took me to Swaziland. Please mute that. I don't want to be mentioned.
Okay.
This brand took me to Swaziland, you know, for like a weekend, festival vibes and stuff. And obviously we had to like create content and whatever.
Yeah.
And I realized that, you know what, I don't want to do this, you know, because also it's like starting to affect my work.
Yeah.
Like I'll be having a shoot. Let's say I have to be on set for TV and I'm hanging or whatever, you understand?
Yeah.
So it's like I'm realizing that it's getting in the way of my purpose. And I asked God to place me in these positions. I asked him for this work. I asked him for these opportunities. So I can't play about that.
Yeah.
Or else it'll be taken away from me if I don't appreciate it, you know? So I decided that, you know what? I want nothing to do with anything alcohol related. I'm good.
Fair.
Yeah.
Finish the sentence. I'm not clearing any rumor unless.
They say that I am not a hard worker, that I am not independent, that I don't work for everything
Yeah.
from the ground up. Like anything else, or if they also say that I'm not a child of God.
Stand
then
on that.
I'm stomping on that for sure.
Yeah. Why you're not a hard worker? What do you think people perceive you as?
No, people know I work hard.
Okay.
People definitely know I work hard. People, especially people that have known me since like way back, like on social media, they've been following me since high school, varsity and whatever. They know, like I've been running my clothing store since 2020. I've always been a hustler.
Yeah.
Like I've always been someone that finds loopholes or finds a need and caters to that. I've hosted independent events, like my own events, where I'd hire out equipment, chairs, tables, whatever, from when I was young.
Yeah.
So no one can ever discredit me for my work ethic. If you know me, you know. I'll be sitting at home drafting proposals throughout the week. I'll be doing that. Like, you can never come at me when it comes to work.
Right.
But, you know, obviously, like, you'll have a moment where, for instance, there was a video of me that hit social media where I was hosting, right, at this establishment. and there was a gentleman there that was throwing money at everybody.
Okay.
Right. So obviously we're there, and he's throwing money at the DJ, at the MC, at people in the place, then throws money at me and the people that were around me as well, right? I'm hosting, I'm at work at that point. And then obviously they took a video only of my part. You understand? So now it looks like, oh, that's how she makes her money. And it's like, y'all know very well that I work hard. I'm on set or at work or at home. Nowhere else. Like, you'll never catch me nje, you know, unless I'm going out for drinks with a friend. But you'll never catch me saying, yo, I'm going out to a club nje. Like, that doesn't happen for me, you know. So I'm either there because I'm working, or I'm on set, or I'm busy with my other business things, or I'm at home. So yeah, people just try and find loopholes, or they try and be like, yeah, I can get my leg back, or whatever. Like got you. Like use it as a got you moment, and it's like, I'm so unbothered.
Yeah.
Because I know my truth, and yeah.
And that's all that matters.
That's all that matters.
What would you say is a good enough reason to turn your head around and give up? Like, I'm not trying to justify giving up, but what is damn near a good reason for you to give up on something or someone?
Okay, someone.
Something and someone as well, both.
Something.
Yeah. Like
work related, or like just anything.
I'll give you an example. So my mentor told me, because like I was trying to multitask, like run multiple businesses at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
And some were doing well, some weren't doing that well.
Yeah.
And he had told me, it's like, dude, you're panicking.
Yeah.
What you need to do is you can only evaluate a business success or shortcomings after 5 years. So that gave me like almost a sense of comfort, because I got to a point I was like, maybe I need to chop this and chop that. But that's not how you evaluate businesses. So what would you say is a good enough reason for you to literally give up on something?
I think a good enough reason, I don't believe in giving up firstly, but a good enough reason to let go of something is if it's not serving you.
Right.
And your ultimate purpose. So don't just judge something off of the merit that, it's too hard, or this isn't working out, or whatever. Like, if it's part of your purpose, if it's part of what you wrote down on your vision board, and you have good intention behind it, and you're not doing it because, I want to show people, you know, but because it's genuinely part of your purpose and part of your journey, and it's going to glorify God, then you absolutely cannot give up. But if it doesn't serve you, and it's like, but I'm actually doing this to please people, or I'm doing this because I want to show people that I got it like that, or I actually don't even love this. You know, sometimes people go to varsity and they study degrees that they realize 2 years down the line, I'm actually not even passionate about this, and I would rather be doing this because it fuels my soul and I'm more skilled at this and I love it. Then it's justified. You understand? So if it's not serving you and your ultimate plan, then
Right. If ever, I know you're going to answer this, but I'm still going to go for it. If ever, who would you seek validation from?
I know it'd be cliche.
Okay.
But with so many events that have taken place and how much I've evolved as a person, previously I would seek validation without even knowing, you know, like without even realizing it, from friends. You know, this is like in the past, like from friends. Why is this patient not getting enough likes? You know, social media, family. And I'd also gain validation from my accomplishments.
Yeah.
So if I achieve this, then that, you know, shows that I have value, or this defines me. But now, girl, I gain my value, confidence, and all of that from God. And it has brought me so much peace, because even when things don't work out, I understand that it actually is working out in my favor.
Yeah.
You know, so it just gives me so much peace to not seek it from other people, because even if I am getting bashed, or I'm being judged or criticized or whatever, I understand that I know my truth. And if I did, you know, do something to offend someone or whatever, then I will take accountability, apologize, and so forth, and move. But before, it was bad.
You know, there's something you say that might fly over so many people's heads. Something not working out could be it working out.
Absolutely.
And no answer is an answer.
Absolutely.
So like, I definitely
I feel like I don't want to get too much into like the religion part, but yeah, like everything works out in our favor.
Yeah.
Ultimately, like whether you lost a job or something tragic happened, as difficult as it may be to understand, you don't need to understand. Just trust, have faith, and know that it's working out for you. I remember, I was not getting casted for roles and I was wondering, why is this going on? Like, what's happening? Like, why? But God knew that there was a perfect time for me to be there, and I just needed to get ready, because if I got there before I was ready, I was going to mess it up.
Facts.
So sometimes you need to go through certain stages, because it's not linear. You're going to go through certain stages, learn certain lessons. So by the time you get there, you're able to appreciate it. So, yeah.
Who in your various occupations have you met and you're like, no way, this can't be real? And vice versa, someone you wish you never met.
I'm not mentioning people's names. Damn. Who have I met and I'm like, damn.
I'll share mine if that makes you comfortable to share yours.
I'm just trying to think, but okay, I've never had like a starstruck moment.
Well, it shouldn't.
Not starstruck, but like an honor. Okay, so I shot two videos actually with Mash Beats.
Yeah.
He's a producer, hip hop vibes and whatever. Yeah, Mash. So I love working with Mash, because I used to listen to TWC from a very young age, the Wrecking Crew, Wo Aries, and whatever. So when I started working with Mash, it was like, whoa, like this is great.
Yeah.
People that I used to like, just listen to, now we in the same spaces. Raphael, he was Vusi on Muvango.
Yeah.
I work with him now, like, we act together. So like just working with these people that I used to, it's just amazing.
What do you do like in those moments? Like, are you like a sponge and soak up as much information as possible, or you just try to just sit and just
one
listen?
thing about me, I am not proud. Like, I'm not a proud person. I'm not gonna sit there and act like, I got this, I'm better. I will learn. I will sit there and be like, it's so great to meet you, like I'm not ashamed to do that.
Yeah.
I will, because it's nice to know that, people actually acknowledge you and, they love being around you. So I'll be like, it's great to meet you. So, now that we're working together, like, what advice would you give me on this? And chances are, like, most of the time, actually, they'll be like, dude, you're doing amazing.
You're right.
They give me props and I'm like, oh, great. Like, at least I'm on the right track.
Yeah.
Not that I ever doubted it, but it's great to get affirmed for what you already know and what you're trying to work towards. And you're never too proud to ask for help or to hear the criticism as well, because it's coming from a place of love, not to break you down or whatever. So
how important is prayer to you?
Guys, prayer is not just a thing that I do at church. It's part of my daily life. In the morning I have daily devotion, and then I started a group as well with my friends where we do another form of daily devotion where we send Bible verses into the group that we customize ourselves, write them down ourselves, and encouragement and a prayer that goes along with that. So for me, prayer is part of my life. It's a lifestyle. It's a form of communication. And I think you start to understand it better when you realize that God is not a genie. You don't just go to him like, oh God, I want a car. Oh God, I want, like, God is like a friend, it's like a parent as well. Like, have a conversation, hey God, and come to him as authentically as possible. You don't have to go there perfect. I have tattoos, for instance, and I got them at a young age. I didn't know what I was doing, but he won't be like, when you have tattoos, bye. Like, he's gonna use you, in the best way possible. He can use absolutely anybody. And I told my friend the same thing. I was like, you're never too broken for God to use you. You're never too damaged for God to bless you and elevate you and use you as a vessel to spread his word and to do good. So
Sheesh. Would you say the people no, because I don't want to touch on further with that, because you did say you don't want to get too deep into
I don't mind, but I also don't want to deviate away from what this podcast is about.
No, it's about everything.
Oh, okay.
It's about everything. As long as it's someone young and it's coming from the horse's mouth, we can definitely touch on that.
Okay.
But however, I wanted to ask, the people that are currently in your life, would you say they're making your life a living heaven or a living hell?
Would anybody come here and say someone is making my life a living hell?
Let's see how
would you admit that?
I could.
Guys, honestly speaking, like, I think so many events have taken place this year ever since I started to properly walk with God. And he's filtered out the necessary people to make room for the right people. And he's shown me and taught me that to move on to the next level, you can't take certain people with you.
Right.
And it might sound cocky or like, yeah, I'm cutting you off, but that's not what it is. He's just saying that move with people that are equally yoked, people that are aligned with your spirit. And it doesn't mean that you are rude to the other people. Like, you'll still pray for them and like encourage them and speak to them, but you understand who's in your circle. My friends are just like me. Yeah. We move with God. We do Bible studies every Thursday together online. I have a friend in the UK who's part of that Bible study. I have friends in different provinces in South Africa, part of that Bible study. So my friends move with me. And that's why I'm able to say those are my friends, those are my sisters. And then I have people that I'm just acquainted with. And then I have people that I know. And we're still cool. We can still kiki. You know, I can still chill with you if we in a space and we're like all together. We can still vibe. But I know that these are my people. And that avoids so much, you avoid so much disappointment with that. Because you know, these ones are for this, these ones are for this, these ones are for this. And I know they will never let me down. These ones, we're still cool, I love you and whatever, but yeah,
they're not your go-tos.
Yeah.
No, definitely. Would you, before I ask this, what y'all?
Sorry? Yeah, Sada. Hey, Sada. Oh, damn.
I'll ask anyway. So men are scared to men are scared to go for women because they aren't where they want to be financially. And that's something women don't understand. They always say, no, I understand. We can grow together. We all know that. We all know that's not going to work. However, like men, like, or at least men with a good standard, always want to get into something when they feel like I am financially stable. What's your take on that? Do you think like we can dance together, or you'll find me there?
Me personally.
You personally.
Okay, so with me, I'm joking, guys. I feel like, man, match me. Like, obviously, I'm not gonna go for someone that is starting varsity and still reliant on their parents, and their parents are like, you know, and I'm talking financially now.
Okay.
So yeah, man, like, that's not just everything that I go for. Like, I look for so much more when it comes to a relationship. It's not just the material stuff. For me, it's like, firstly, like I said, I want a man that's gonna lead me spiritually. I want a man where if I'm having a bad day, it's not like, yeah, those people are, yeah, they're weird, cut them off, babe. He must be like, let's pray about it. Let's talk about it. If I'm having a bad day, send me a Bible verse. Taking note. You know, send me a Bible verse. Like, just be intentional about it. Like, when I feel like I'm falling short in my walk with God, pick me up. I must know that you will stand before God for me, you know, and pray for me to get back to being on fire for Jesus. You know, so I want a man that's going to lead me spiritually. Like I said, I want a provider as well. Yeah. And by providing, I'm not saying sponsor my lifestyle. But like, babe, if we're going like how to the movies, how, babe, pay for the popcorn, how can they, how, baby, yeah. Like, what do you mean? You know, so those little things, man, like cute gestures, because I reciprocate as well. So obviously, like, I get men that say, let me wait until like I'm a millionaire or I'm whatever to date a certain caliber of woman. And I think that's also important, having the financial chat in the relationships, that you don't go in there with
which is very
expectations.
It's an uncomfortable chat for me.
It's very uncomfortable, but it's necessary.
True.
Because you're going to get into this relationship thinking, oh, I saw this guy wearing Gucci. That's my type. Can't you find that's his only Gucci top? You know, or he borrowed it from a friend, and you go in there disappointed. Because now you have all these expectations. That's why I just think, don't focus too much on the material stuff. Get to know the person. But obviously, you want someone that's at least on your level or higher. So that you guys can match energies. Like, if I'm like, let's go to Cape Town, end of the month, and he's like, I know it's not possible, let's go next year. You know, like, go for whatever you know you can work with. I don't mind building with a man, but be where I'm at or more. Like, I'm not, we can be friends though, like, you know. But
fair enough. What would you say is a friendship ick?
Okay, so now that I'm the person that I am, an ick in friendships would definitely be someone who's not reliable.
Okay.
That has always been an ick for me. Like, just honor your word. If you're saying, friend, I'm going to come pick you up at 3:00, obviously I understand things happen. You might be a bit late or whatever, but you turning your phone off the whole day, then after a week, yo, show me, I forgot. Like, what?
Yeah.
There's absolutely no way. Like, you don't respect me or my time.
Yeah.
You know, so that's an ick for me, like being unreliable. When you bothered me, and I'm chilling, and you come and bother me, like, I'd not ask you for none, like, my nigga.
Yeah.
You know, so that, being unreliable, prioritizing the wrong things. Like, when you know that you have goals and aspirations, but you downplay it or you jeopardize it. Like, dude, I know it's your life, but as friends, we will hold each other accountable. I will call you out as a friend.
Yeah.
Like, how, friend, you said you wanted this. Like, that doesn't align. You know, like, you saying you're shooting at 5 a.m. You're in the club until 4. Like, what's going on? You know, like, I'm going to call you out. And it's not even like, and it's not even like to be rude.
Yeah.
And then I think another point would be someone who sits in their hardships and throw themselves a pity party forever.
Yeah.
Like, we understand this is what's going on. We're here for you. We sympathize. But what are we doing about it? What can we do to make it better? You're not just going to sit there and dwell the whole time. That's not going to work.
Yeah.
I'm very solution based, and I do understand that we might have to have the same conversations every day, but there needs to be progress. There needs to be movement. There needs to be willingness to want to get better. You know, and I'm willing to help you, but you can't sit and plant yourself in that hardship and be like, this defines me. This is now my life. This is what I'm doing. Like, dude, do better, you know? And yeah.
Want something for yourself, especially people feel like the world owes them things.
Like, bro.
That is the biggest ick. No one's coming to save you. Get your ass up and get to work.
And get to work.
Get to work.
That's what I genuinely believe. Like, yeah, for sure. That's why it's important to have people around you that are moving at the same pace or like the same momentum. You guys are both hungry for something.
Yeah.
So you guys can just feed off of each other. Because now, if you're just constantly complaining, boy drama all the time, friends, this, that, like, bro, like, what are you doing with your life?
Yeah.
What value are we adding to each other's lives? That's what I look for. So yeah.
We almost hitting the 6 month. How do you say in English? Your English, man.
We're halfway through the year.
No, but like there's a
mark. You want to say what quarter?
Halfway mark. Yeah. How
Halfway
did I not? How not? It literally flew away. But
I
yeah,
get that.
we're hitting the halfway mark of the year. What can we expect from Ole in the 6 months?
Like I mentioned, I have an online store, Grey's World Clothing. You can find me on Instagram. And I started that store in 2020.
Yeah.
Right. So it caters for everything fashion based. So clothing, you know, and all that stuff. It was mainly women, but now I'm branching out into the male space as well.
Yeah.
So I'm going to be relaunching soon, probably like this week, early next week vibes. Relaunching and just going harder, you know, because I was unwell and a lot of things just happened and put me in a position to just take a break and focus on other things, focus on getting better and so forth. But now, playtime been over.
Yeah. Do you find yourself, or like you have investors?
I do everything myself. Branding, stock, marketing, literally everything. No, I promise you.
You fund everything yourself?
Everything myself. From when I started it in 2020, it was lockdown even.
Yeah.
Everything myself. I don't have anybody saying, hey, everything myself. No one can come here on this podcast or in the comment section and be like, she's lying. I gave her 10 rand. Not even one. I shame. No one can come here and tell me anything.
Where do you find the discipline though? Because as a woman, I would like to think there are things that you would want to buy. You put effort in looking good. You look amazing. Things that you want to buy to look good. Things you want to buy to maintain yourself. How do you find the discipline to say,
I think
I need to handle this before I handle that?
Just comes the level of knowing what you want, like I said. You know, like, bro, priorities. If I'm saying I want to buy myself an M5 before the end of the year, for instance, I'm not going to do that if I'm busy buying designer every week.
Facts.
You know, so it's not like I don't make money. I am doing a lot of things, like I said. I do the hosting stuff, I do the TV, I do the working with brands, I do the store as well. So it's not like, you know, and then some other things that I'm also doing and things that I'm also going to branch into. So it's not like I'm just chilling.
Yeah.
So there is money coming in, but I just know that you need to save accordingly. So this, whenever I receive whatever amount, let's say I receive 10 Rand today, I'm putting 2 Rand into this account. This one is saving for, let's say, a car. This one is saving for, let's say,
You want that car?
the house. No, I'm just like, I'm just trying to give you guys like real day-to-day examples. This one is for the car. This one is for, let's say, rent or bond or whatever you guys are doing. And then this one is for, there were notifications there, sorry.
Oh.
And then this one is for the store.
Yeah.
And because you obviously have a business account, a separate account from your personal account, maybe in a month, if your business is small, you're funding your business and taking a couple of rags from your personal life, 50% of what you make or 30% of what you make towards your business as capital. And remember, the business pays itself back.
True.
If I'm selling this jacket, which is actually from my store.
Is it?
Yes.
Wow.
If I'm selling this jacket, right, for 5 Rand.
Yeah.
No, actually, let's say I got it from a supplier and whatever for 5 Rand, and then I'm going to resell it for like 20 Rand, for instance.
Yeah.
The business is going to make money itself. It's generating income for itself.
Right.
And then obviously, like, yeah.
Okay, so it's the clothing brand. What on TV? Where can we find your face?
At the moment, channel 161, Mzansi Magic on DSTV. My Brother's Keeper, it plays every day, Monday to Friday, at 7:30.
I saw they don't cover up your tats.
Yeah, they don't.
Why?
It's not a conservative show. They're not strict.
Okay.
But season 2 they are.
Yeah, because I saw I'm like.
Yeah, I think also like for some roles, like if it makes sense for your character, then they won't take that away. Like imagine you're playing a drug dealer, for instance, or you're playing like now, for instance, I'm playing this Kasi Slay Queen who likes things. Obviously, she'll have a tat. You know, like she just forward.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Right. Ole, thank you for your time. You've been amazing. You
Thank
said
you so much.
all the right things. From our end, if you guys could please like, comment, and subscribe. Go follow Ole on Instagram at Oceansgrey. On TikTok, I'm not on TikTok.
At Oceansgrey.
At Oceansgrey.
Twitter.
You know, Ole has a YouTube channel. I think it has 4,000 subscribers.
Yeah, I have like 4.2.
But she doesn't post.
Guys, I'm back, I promise. Now. No, trust me. Dude, okay.
Don't.
Let's make a bet. Let's make a bet.
What's the bet?
How much?
You tell me.
This bet will be lived up part 2.
Yeah, plus we're going to collaborate.
Me on coins.
Okay, what?
You call it. You call it.
1K.
1K. When are you going to post?
Before the end of this month.
Done. And I'm doing this for you guys. Hey, that's a ban.
Guys, y'all hear this, right? I want my money.
That's a ban.
Sharp by 15 days.
Come.
Sharp.
On.
Okay. Cash, EFT. And how many days after I post are you paying me?
How many days? A week.
Okay, sharp.
Done.
Y'all heard.
And I'm doing this.
Y'all heard. Y'all heard it here first.
And it must be proper content. Don't
No,
just
for
now
sure.
rush it because you want the ban.
Nah. I'm going to do something crazy.
Calm. All right, guys. Thank you for your time. We out.